I'm 74 years old, and I need to tell you something that might make you uncomfortable. You think being kind makes you loved. You think being helpful makes you valuable. You're wrong. And the worst part is, by the time you realize it, you won't even know who you are anymore. I know this because I spent 50 years being good. And when I finally looked up, the woman in the mirror was a stranger. I was raised to believe that goodness was the answer to everything. Be patient. Don't complain. Help without being asked. Keep your voice soft. Keep your needs smaller. Make everyone else's life easier, and yours will follow. And I did that. I became the person everyone could count on. The one who smiled when she was tired. The one who said yes before the question was even finished. My mother was proud. My teachers liked me. My husband appreciated me. My children needed me. And for a long time, I thought that was enough. I thought being needed was the same as being loved. I thought making myself smaller was the same as being generous. I thought silence was the same as peace. But goodness isn't measured by how much of yourself you give away. It's measured by how much of yourself you keep. And I didn't keep anything. I didn't notice at first. You don't, because when you're always doing, you don't have time to think. You just move. You respond. You anticipate. You adjust. You fix. You soothe. You carry. And somewhere in all of that, you disappear. I was 68 when I saw it. Not felt it, saw it. I was in the bathroom getting ready for a family dinner. My daughter was downstairs with her kids. My son was on his way with his wife. My husband was in the living room watching TV. The house smelled like roast chicken and vanilla candles. Everything looked perfect. And I caught my reflection in the mirror, really caught it, for the first time in years, and I didn't recognize the woman looking back at me. I knew the face, but I didn't know her. I didn't know what she liked, what she wanted, what she thought about when no one was asking her for something. I didn't even know if she had thoughts that weren't about someone else. I stood there for 5 minutes, just staring, and then I thought, when did this happen? When did I stop being a person? And the answer was so simple it felt like a punch. I stopped being a person the moment I decided being good was more important than being real. You tell yourself you have time, that once things settle down, you'll figure out who you are. Once the kids are older, once work slows down, once your parents don't need as much, once your partner is more stable, once everyone else is okay. But here's what no one tells you. Things don't settle down. They just change shape. And the people you've trained to need you will keep needing you because you taught them that you don't need anything. And you don't even notice how much time you're losing because losing yourself doesn't happen all at once. It happens in 1,000 tiny moments. A preference you didn't voice, a boundary you didn't set, a feeling you ignored because someone else's was louder, a dream you postponed because someone else's was more urgent. And each time you do that, you think it's just once, just this time, just today. But those moments add up, and eventually you look back and realize you've been postponing your life for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. You weren't waiting for the right time. You were waiting for permission, and no one was ever going to give it to you. The calendar doesn't care if you're ready. I had a friend. She was 72 when she died, lung cancer, 6 months from diagnosis to gone. And in those final weeks when she could barely breathe, she told me something I'll never forget. She said, "I spent my whole life making sure no one was disappointed in me, and now I'm dying, and the only person disappointed is me." She said it calmly, like she was talking about the weather, but her eyes were so sad. She never traveled the way she wanted to. She never went back to school. She never left her marriage, even though it had been over for 20 years. She never said no to her adult children, even when they treated her like a bank and a babysitter. And she died knowing she had lived someone else's idea of a good life, not hers. I think about her a lot because I see her in so many people. I see her in women who are still waiting, still putting themselves last, still saying maybe next year while the years keep disappearing. And I see her in men who work themselves into exhaustion, chasing respect they never felt, who sacrificed their health for careers that forgot them the moment they retired, who gave everything to provide for families that barely knew them. You don't get a second chance at this. You don't get to go back and redo the decades you spent being someone else's version of good. Here's what I know now. What I wish I'd known at 30, at 40, at 50. The people who love you don't need you to be good. They need you to be real. Your children don't need a perfect parent. They need a whole person. Someone who shows them that having needs isn't selfish, that setting boundaries isn't cruel, that living your own life isn't abandonment. Your partner doesn't need someone who never complains. They need someone who's honest, who says when something hurts, who doesn't pretend to be fine when they're not. Your friends don't need someone who's always available. They need someone who's present when they are available, who shows up as themselves, not as a service. And you don't need to earn your place in your own life. You don't need to prove you deserve rest. You don't need permission to want something. You don't need to wait until everyone else is okay before you're allowed to live. You just need to stop treating your existence like an apology. I'm 74. That means if I'm lucky, I have 10 years left, maybe 15. And I can't get back the 50 I spent trying to be good instead of trying to be alive. I can't undo the years I spent saying yes when I meant no. I can't redo the moments I stayed silent when I should have spoken. I can't recover the parts of myself I erased because they felt inconvenient. But you can. You can stop right now, today, this moment. You can stop waiting for permission. Stop believing that being good means being invisible. Stop thinking that love is something you have to earn by erasing yourself. You can decide that your life is worth living, not later, not someday, now. Because the truth is you're running out of time. We all are. And you can spend what's left trying to be the person everyone else needs. Or you can spend it becoming the person you were supposed to be before you learned to disappear. I can't change what I did, but maybe you can change what you're about to do. So here's what I'm asking. If this message reached you, if you felt something in your chest tighten while you were listening, hit the like button. Not for me, not for the algorithm, but as a signal to yourself, a reminder that you heard this, that you know the truth now, that you can't unhear it. And if you know someone who's still waiting, someone who's still saying later, someone who's still disappearing into goodness, share this with them. Send it to your mother, your sister, your partner, your friend, because they might not realize they're running out of time. They might still think they can postpone their life just a little bit longer. Subscribe if you want to stay close to voices that tell you the truth before it's too late, the kind of truth that doesn't wait for you to be ready. And leave a comment. Tell me, what part of yourself did you give up to be good? What are you still waiting for permission to want? Because I need you to understand something. This message isn't for me. I already know. I already lived it. This message is for you, and you still have time, but not as much as you think.